Kodak standing here. I'm visiting Ontario. I'm here with Jordan, also known as the Overseer of all
things, everything.
So I'm just borrowing his models. So all the awesome paint jobs, obviously all him, Cygnar. So I'll be able to play my Cygnar. Well, my faction, his Cygnar, but you know, something I'm familiar with. And you'll be playing Circle. Awesome. Well, it's kind of loud in here, so I'll be voicing over the rest of it. But we can go look at those armies, and 50 points, and we got to roll for scenario too. So we'll all figure that out. Best of luck to us both. Mostly me.
No, you don't.
Run trading, you.
And here we have 50 points of Circle, not Cygnar. We have Chromac. He has 2 forms there. We have a Stalker, a World Weird, a Pureblood, and a Shadowhorn. But wait, there's one more. There's a Gorax. Quite a big battle group. And then we have a Blackclad as well, somewhere out here. There he is. He's useful. And then we have a Wilder to extend that control range. Lord of the Feast to deal with my infantry. And then we have the Skinwalkers with the UA. Because you always bring the UA, because they're awesome. And so it's a lot of armor in this list, a lot of hitboxes for me to hit through, but we'll see how it will do. I decided to bring Cray, and I've actually never fielded Cray before. I've seen him fielded lots of times before, so I brought him with a Squire, a Stormclad, Old Rowdy, and 2 Hunters. So I have quite a big battle group as well. Oh no, I also brought a Minuteman. I almost forgot about him. He's going to be useful later on. We have an alternate model for a Gummage Captain Adept. I think it's from the Iron Kingdoms. Looking pretty sexy there. Then we have Victor Pendrake. We have Journeyman Warcaster, also alternate model. And then we have a full unit of Stormblades with the unit attachment and with 2 Storm Gunners, I think. Maybe 3. They're in there. And that's my 50 points. So scenario and deployment, we played Incursion, that's kind of like the default when you don't have the other zones out for you. But Circle deployed up, pretty standard. It's a good flank. Lord of the Feast is the one that really scares me. He's going to be able to run up behind that forest and then get a pounce on me. And Circle did roll off to go first, so they got the 7-inch deployment while I got the 10-inch. And here's my deployment right here with all my little solos in behind. And my advanced deploy, we're going to run up the side with the Hunters and the Minuteman. And the great thing about Cray is that his lights run for free, and so it's going to be a focused, efficient battle. At least I'm hoping. So turn 1 Circle, Lord of the Feast goes first. Again, you don't have to worry about allocation or anything like that with hordes, and he just runs up into the forest, and he's relatively safe back there. Skinwalkers just run up in formation, base to base. They don't really need to be. And then one behind the wall. The Stalker walks up, he prowls. Not that it makes a huge difference what he warps, because he's got no defensive warps except prowl, but he has to be benefiting from concealment to get stealth from that. Spell Ward on the Pureblood, running up and riling. Then also, Chromac advances up. He casts Wild Aggression on the Stalker and Inviolable Resolve onto the Pureblood. And he sits pretty. Then the World Weird, he runs up, and he was going to charge, but he just ends up running. The Blackclad also runs up the flank, just trying to be somewhat safe behind that obstruction, but be annoying later on. Gorax runs up and riles, as well as the Shadowhorn, and that does pretty. Oh yeah, and then the Wilder runs up. She'll be able to heal and extend control ranges, different things like that. So turn 1 Cygnar. I'm able to move up. I actually have a shadow shot, so I'm able to shoot through obstructions. I ignore line of sight completely. I do manage to get the hit, and I roll just enough, and I'm able to kill with Blackclad. So it's a super quick victory, or small victory for me. And then I don't allocate anything, actually. So the Hunter moves up, he shoots, he's towing in the forest, and so we'll get that extra defense. But is able to hit and do a decent amount of damage to him. Not kill him, but because of Cray, Iron Horse is the rule, and so all his all his Warjacks benefit from cavalry rules. And you see my other Hunter going up and taking another shot. And so all the light Warjacks benefit from light cavalry rules, and they can run for free, so they can do a light cav movement after they activate, which is super good. And you see this Minuteman, he runs for free, and so he wants to go to the other side, maybe deal with Lord of the Feast, because if he can jump beside him, he can do his flak field. Anyways, that's the plan. Rowdy can run for free. The Stormblade gets a free focus from the Stormblades being within 3 inches at the start of his activation, so he basically runs for free. So that was pretty cool. The Stormblades then just run up, kind of spreading out. Don't want to get too close together because the Lord of the Feast could run over and he shoots a little hawk and then he can teleport to where. Anyways, you'll see it happen. Then Cray is just gonna move up. He moves up about 4.5, maybe 5 inches. I can't remember. He measures control. Remembers the Squire actually is tagged behind, and so he outrun the Squire so bad. So he moves up a little bit more, declaring him a ride by attack. Barely gets Lord of the Feast in. He catches Mage Sight, and so I can ignore the forest for line of sight purposes, but he still gets his defense bonus. I boost, and I do manage to hit. Or no, I missed. So I buy another attack and boost, and I'm able to hurt him, but not to. No. I did hit with the first one. Damage, not kill. I bought another one, couldn't afford to boost it, and so he ride by attack. I was a little too generous with my movement, and Jordan was able to point that out to me. And I'll eat back where I'm supposed to be. I should have probably been even maybe an inch further forward. Victor Pendrick just runs over to either side, just positioning for now, and the Squire moves up as well. Jeremy Warcaster walks up, casts Arcane Shield onto the Stormblades to keep them alive, which was actually going to backfire for me. But the flag near the Blackclad and the Journeyman Captain in Depth goes away, the one by the house. And so, turn 2 circle. Let's see what happens here. So Lord of the Feast moves up. Oh yeah, Chromac up kept all the spells. He is just out of melee range, which is really unfortunate. But he does shoot his little crow, hits the guy. Now he can teleport to any part of the base, and so he goes up behind and he does a Thresher attack. And so he's able to hit and most likely kill all 3 of these Stormblades, which so far is successful. And the last one, again, he's got a really high mat, and so he doesn't need too much, and is able to kill them all. Now he has Heart Eater, so he gets extra heart tokens, but unfortunately there's no one else to attack or buy attacks for, so could have been a little more effective if I was clumped up more, so I think I defended that relatively well. The World Weird has Purgation, however, and so that War Beast moves up, and so Purgation gives you additional die on hit and damage if you have an upkeep on you. So I get +3 armor, but he gets an additional die on damage and to hit, and so actually Arcane Shield backfired for the World Weird attacking me. And so he shoots twice, and then he moves back and he casts his Animus, which is Arcane Suppression, which means that any kind of spells cost double in his control range. So basically, if I try to run up with Cray and do some crazy stuff, I really can't. And so I just have to create Cray back, which is most likely what he wants to do, because that's where the other flag is. Okay, now what just happened was the Skinwalkers just ran forward, but they have Terror, so I had to do a Terror check on my Stormblades, and I failed my command check, but because of the banner I got to re-roll it, and so thankfully they're not fleeing, which is like a huge deal. And then his other beasts just walk up and rile in position for next turn. Chromac moves up, and I think he's going to, oh yeah, he throws out a Rift to just create some rough terrain, just make sure I can't go in and charge him, because I do have Easy Rider, but that's a lot of focus as well, so just creating like a patch of rough terrain is just good defensive technique. Like, it could have scattered. It was kind of risky because it could have scattered like way back and way off, but it ended up being a very nice position. And then he just takes the rest of his battle group and he just abandons the right side of the board, or left side of the board at our view. So this is where it is. I love getting at the end of kind of turn 1, turn 2, where everything is going to hit the fan. And lots of things are going to start dying. It's wonderful. So first things first, I need to get rid of these Skinwalkers. So I allocate 2 to each of my hunters, 1 to 2 to Old Rowdy, and then my last one to my Stormclad, I do believe. Yes. So I don't keep nothing for myself, no spells. I figure, you know what, I need a lot of damage output on my Jacks, and so that'll be more important, because all of my spells increase mobility and Pathfinder and all these different things that I really don't need, so might as well just skip it. So Rowdy moves up, just positioning perfectly so he doesn't leave the reach of that other Skinwalker, but then is able to attack the Lord of the Feast. I hit him with my fist because I think I should be able to hit him, but I don't hurt him enough to kill him, which is unfortunate, so I'm going to have to buy another attack. So he goes down to like 3 boxes left, 2 boxes left, yeah. So I do attack with my hammer now, and Mat 8, yeah, even Powerful Strength 18, I am able to destroy Lord of the Feast. So he probably should have done more, like, to earn his points cost back, so I was pretty happy with killing Lord of the Feast as soon as I did. And then attacking the other Skinwalker in front of him with his hammer, I'm able to hit him, and I'm not sure if it kills him in one shot. Nope, it did not, and so I had to buy another attack and hit him. So I had the perfect amount of focus on Old Rowdy, so I'm very happy with that. And Never Be is gone. Minuteman actually just runs over to the flag and sits, because it's end of turn 2, and I will be able to get a point, because no one else is close. I do an assault order with the storm blades. Now assault is if you make a charge attack or move at least 3 inches, you get to shoot your weapon before actually charging. So I get 2 guys in. Now obvious it seems for the UA, but the UA allows more assaults, and it just has a higher mat, and so he's really useful, and so I don't think I need him, so I keep him back. He just runs and just kind of keeps in the center. And then my standard bearer, again, he has a sword and a gun, so why not? It's one of those more rare unit attachments where both models are good, so that's why they cost 3 points. They're a little expensive. So I get a couple more charges off. So the first attacking, so you attack with the gun first. I did manage to hit. This is POW 14, I do believe. And not do a few damage on him, and then able to attack with my melee attack. And so this is Power Strength 15, which does a lot more damage, and I actually take him out just by myself. And so I had some redundancy there, but you always want that Warmachine, because, well, because the dice can fail you, and you don't want the dice to just ruin your day. So you put more guys to attack. So I get 1 assault off. The gunner actually didn't move the full 3 inches, so he is not able to get a shot. And when he attacks, he won't get boosted damage. But the first guy does roll well enough to finish him off, because that guy was already hurt from the hunter, so not an issue. Next, the Stormclad goes. He gets a free focus from the Stormblades that are sitting nearby. And now, because of his reach, I'm going forward, and you gotta be careful not to hit the other guys, but sometimes it just happens. I'm sorry. But he just moves up, and so he's able to reach with his buckler on the one and his sword with the other. So he attacks, and I actually roll super well. And with the buckler, I'm able to get rid of one of the Skinwalkers. And then with my sword initial, I attack, and I'm able to hit. And I think this is +2, or I roll well enough that he's gone 2. And I have 2 extra focus, but again, redundancy, you want to make sure you have enough to kill everything. The Gunmage Captain Adept walks up and takes a shot at the Warborn Alpha. Is able to hit, and with brutal damage. Oh no, sorry, she was shooting at the Shadowhorn, but didn't end up doing really any damage. Hunters move up, and now they got the 2 each, and so we're going to take a shot at Chromac, because if you can put early damage on a caster, why not? It just makes it so they can be a lot less risky. 666 on the hit, unfortunately not damage. But I am able to do 8 damage, because he has armor piercing, so Cormac's armor is halved. And in hordes, instead of getting that extra armor, you get Fury to be able to spend and transfer damage, which he did, and transfer to the Pure Blood, I do believe. And Light Cav back into the forest. Oh, Cray is so nasty with his lights. The other hunter moves up and shoots at the Warborn Alpha, because he's too far away from Chromac. A boost to hit, and gets it, and boosting damage, I think he needs to roll a 9 or a 10 to kill him, and he does, and there goes that UA. And so I do believe all the Skinwalkers are completely wiped out now, and so things are looking good. Cray moves off to the left, just get in position, can't do really too much because all his focus is gone, and I definitely don't want to bring him up too far, because then he'll just die. I switch Arcane Shield onto Old Rowdy, because I do believe he's going to die next turn, because he's up front, and Chromac, and I get 1 point from the Minuteman being over on that flag. So, turn 3 circle. Chromac's got to get stuff done. He upkeeps 1, and he's 1 Fury short because of him, or he cut for 1 because he transferred it. So the World Warrior walks up and claims that flag, and I don't really have anyone near that, so he's going to get a point for that. But then he shoots, misses at one of the guys, so he will buy another attack. This one manages to hit, and I think it needs a 6 to kill, and gets him. And again, a World Warrior has a lot of little shots, but the thing is with Warpath, the upkept Warpath. So Warpath is when a model dies in his control area, one of his beasts can move 3 inches. And so, but he only rolled a 5 on the other one, so he wasn't able to get the other 3-inch movement for free. But the Stalker is in position to charge Old Rowdy. So the Warpborn Alpha, the Pureblood, sorry, moves up and shoots, does a spray at the Minuteman, does manage to hit, and boosting damage does actually a fair bit. I think he takes out one of his arms, and so a good amount of damage. Unfortunately, not able to take it to Cortex or movement or anything like that, but it's pretty good stuff. Gorax moves up and cast Primal. That's his Animus, because +2 to Strength and Mat, and just makes him just a living nightmare. And he's got Wild Aggression on, so charging Old Rowdy, first charge attack just smokes. And so arguably you don't want to do as much damage to Jack as possible, but hitting and killing one of the Stormblades allows the Pureblood to do the Warpath move and get closer to the flag and contest. So that's good as well. But continue to attack Old Rowdy with his big sword, doing pretty good damage, but because I have Arcane Shield up, I'm armor 23, and so I'm a tough nut to crack. But he should be able to kill him still with the 4 Fury and with all that extra. But he's not. This is the issue. And so he has 2 more attacks left. He's hitting without a problem because he only needs, I think, like a 2 or 3 to hit, and he's got 3 dice. And so with one last attack, he does manage to hit. He doesn't actually need a terribly high number, but with the roll, it is not quite enough. It's a 7, so I have, I think, 4 boxes left. And that's my hammer and my... No, it's just my fist and my Cortex left. So not very much at all. So Jordan walks up with Chromac, feats, and he's able to go into beast mode, and he cuts himself for tons of fury. And he also, then he puts up Bestial. Bestial is I can't cast spells in his control area, so with a 14-inch bubble, I can't do anything with any of my spells, which is just really unfortunate. And then he heals himself back, because he didn't really need to, after all. That's great. And then the Wilder moves up to contest the flag within 4 inches, or walks up, sorry, and then she heals the Pureblood for D3 damage. And so turn 3 circle, he gets 1 point, so it's tied 1-1 on control points. So I grab one from the Squire, turn 3 Cygnar. Now I'm gonna have to do a lot of damage and get in a position because he's starting to take over the board edge where the flag gives 2 control points every turn if the caster can get onto it. And he's got beasts up in my face, but lots of beasts in reserve too, so I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do this right now. So I'd allocate lots around. We're going to try to figure out how to do this. So Minuteman walks forward, and he does his flak field. It's unboostable. I thought it was going to be able to boostable, but according to Jordan and the card, which is more important, they're both important, let's be honest. But I don't need a really big number anyways, so I do kill the Wilder, which is great. And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know what, I got some slug guns. So I have one of my 1 slug guns out, like damage, so I boost a hit and then boost damage on the Warpborn or the Pureblood. And I do actually a decent amount of damage. And so I'm not able to take out any systems or any aspects, sorry. Or no, I do manage to take out his body, which is good, so he'll have to be healed if he wants to do any kind of damage, otherwise he has that. And then Light Cav means I can walk back and touch the flag, and his other 2, Chromac and the Pureblood, are not within 4 inches, I'm pretty sure. And so that's going to be great as well. Stormclad just walks forward and starts pounding on that poor little World Weird. He did his job, he did pretty good, but the Stormclad's coming up, and he's going to have none of it. And so between his shield and then sword, I think is a +4 damage. I have, again getting that free focus from the Stormblades is super useful. So with the two focus, and this is my initials, and he's already more than half dead. And so buying an attack, hitting, and at dice plus a lot, I roll clearly enough and am able to get rid of him. Yep. So he'll reave that fury, so it goes back to his caster. And so I cleared the flag, but I still have no one at the flag. The Pendrake goes up and gives Beast Lore to the Stormblades, and then they are going to do an assault order. I was going to go to try to claim the flag, but I realized that having just one guy there doesn't, you need the whole unit within 4 inches, and I'm below half at this point, so I can't actually control or dominate flags with my unit. Not that you can dominate anyways, but so I assault that silly stalker, because I hate that stalker. Just stalkers ruin my day all the time, so I need to kill him. So they do assault, so I get 2 assaults off. One was too short and didn't get that 3 inches like I was explaining earlier. And so because of beast lore, they are boosted attack rolls though, so that's nice. But I do believe I missed with the first one, but I have the second one to attack, and I missed with that one as well. So no shots off, but I do get some melee attacks off. And these are a palpable strength 15, so they're still pretty good against circle beasts. The main problem is hitting them. They don't have a lot of staying power once they actually start getting hit. And so beast lore is actually perfect against circle. I may have been a little bit of a jerk bringing Victor Pendrake because he's a great answer to circle for Cygnar. At least I think so. So anyways, we started doing some damage and taking out this, and then old Rowdy gets on the action, and so he activates, and he's got some focus on him, and old Rowdy's going to try and finish him off. Oh no, sorry, that was just the Stormblades. They were just doing well. The Gunmage Captain Adept runs over, doesn't have much to shoot at, and so grabs the flag, and so I will be able to get 2 control points at the end of my turn, which will put me just 2 away from winning. And so I'm have pretty good board control, but he has a lot of beast left, and we'll see if old Rowdy can actually kill the stalker. And so far he's doing decently. Mat 8 is really nice. Regardless if I don't kill the stalker, because of primal on him, he does have to frenzy automatically. And so what Rowdy did was actually he moved back half an inch, and so if he did frenzy, he would hit one of the Stormblades instead of old Rowdy. So just a little pro tip there. But we killed him, so it didn't even matter. The Hunter goes up, hits the Gorax, boosts the hit, because I allocated 1 to each of the Hunters at the beginning of the turn, and does, I think, 6 damage? Not too bad. Oh, no, it was just 1 damage, that's right. It was a flub roll on, and so then I just continue to move up on the flank with the Light Cav, digging deeper, because Hunters have extended control range, so they can be double the normal distance that you're allowed, and so they can be basically on the complete other side of the board and still be in control range to receive focus. And then I do 8-9 damage, I do believe, on there. Now Cray starts to get scared because Circle can run through forest pretty easily, and with Warpath and everything, so Cray just runs to the complete opposite side of the board. He wants to be on the other side of the board near that flag because he can dominate for 2. But I wasn't, even if I did, I would only have 4 left, and then I'd be really easy to get assassination. So it's 3-1 on control points right now, and Circle has feeded, but I have not. So there's actually 1 left on the Gorax, so he has to do a frenzy check, and he rolls an 11, and so he has to frenzy. He charges the poor Shadowhorn. Hasn't done anything this game yet, and luckily rolls low on damage, only does 3 damage. But it's never good if you want to cast Primal on something, or the Gorax is out of the game for a turn. That is the risk with all that Fury. And one part of why he had that extra is because in the forest, he wasn't invincible at all, and I could have actually gone for the assassination run. So if he would have dropped more Fury, I probably would have gone for the assassination because he would have had less transfers, even though he's in the forest. So I think Jordan did the right decision there. He deterred me from going. But anyways, in beast form, he can walk and jump, and he lands right beside the Minuteman and just starts massacring him. With little repercussions too, because now I've kind of pulled back from that side of the board, and so he's going to be able to kill the Minuteman, turn him into a wreck marker, like so. Still have some Fury left on him. And now I actually realize I'm kind of in trouble, because although I wasn't assassinated or anything, I'm not going to be able to contest very well the other side of the board, and he's going to get 2 control points every turn beginning, so it's just I'm going to have to run over it's going to be really bad. So the good thing is that he's too far out, and so the Shadowhorn is actually out of control, but because he cast his Animus on him, which is Virility, he can do power attacks for free, and so what he is able to do is throw the Stormcloud, and unluckily he doesn't hit anybody else, but he's thrown off, he's knocked down, he's away from the flag, and so I won't be able to go up and hurt him too much. Then the pureblood runs in, or walks forward, sorry, and does a spray at Old Rowdy, because Old Rowdy again has very little hit points left. And so a boost damage, it's dice -6. And so we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. And that is, he rolls just too low. And so we're gonna look at a closer look at this card here. Oh, he rolls a 1. So he needed to roll like a 4 or a 5 on the last one. So I got 3 boxes left. And he gets 2 control points, so it's tied 3-3 now. So again, so now I'm in a bit of trouble. I grab another from the Squire, I allocate 2 to Old Rowdy, and I really gotta do this perfectly. So Journeyman walks up and boosts an attack. I can't really cast spells unless I'm really far away, so I boost an attack. I miss, actually, the Gorax. I was trying to kill the Gorax, because if he's dead, then there's just, you know, less repercussion. So the Squire moves into position, because I need the Squire nearby to just extend the control range. And so measure this very carefully. He moves his full 8, and then he has all this focus. So he casts Easy Rider, and then he casts full tilt on Rowdy. So Rowdy gets double movement, and Easy Rider means everyone gets Pathfinder in his control area. Then he feats, which means all his jacks can stand up and change facing. And so Stormclad just, and also gives boosted melee attack rolls, which is going to be great. So Pendrake goes over and gives Beast Lore to somebody, I think. And then the Stormclad just actually walks up. He doesn't need, no, he charges, because you can charge for free as well during the feat. So he charges into the Shadowhorn. These beasts I'm not familiar with. Does a whole lot of damage. And because he got a free focus from the Storm Blades, again, focus efficiency. This list was actually very fun. I've never played anything like it. But I'm really liking the focus efficiency. It's super, super awesome. So hits with the shield, there brings him down, buys an attack with his sword, is able to hit. Again, those boosted attack rolls are wonderful, especially against Circle, and is able to kill him. And then the Gun Mage Captain Adept, she's going to stand still because she's already on the flag, and aim and shoot at the Gorax. Hits, doing brutal damage. Dice off 6 or 5. Oh, just 1 damage. But, hey, something is something. So I don't have any focus to give to the Hunters, but that doesn't mean they can still do work. So he moves up, shoots at the Gorax, and does dice -2, so another 4 damage to his mind, and takes out most of his aspects, which is great. But his spirit's still there, so that's the annoying one. So the other Hunter moves up, tries to take out the Gorax, manages to hit, and is only able to do a couple more damage. So the Gorax is alive. Maybe if I hit with a Journeyman, who knows. But he's there. So now this is the tricky part, because I have to contest that flag over where Chromac is, or he wins. And so Rowdy with Easy Rider is able to walk in the forest without any kind of penalties, and he can move 10 inches total. So I go walk around to his back arc without getting a free strike, and I move up just far enough, hopefully, that I'm within the flag, within 4 inches of the flag, and then I can do that. I roll a 5 on 3 dice, so I miss my first initial attack again. So I roll with my hammer. It's boosted, and so I get the 1 extra die, but it was disabled, so I only get 1 die, so I get 2 die total. I do manage to hit, actually, which is awesome. And I'll use my focus. I boost damage, so it's 2 dice damage, but Palpable Strength 18 hammer is wonderful, and so I do a whole whack of damage to the poor Pureblood. And so he's getting pretty low, only with 4 boxes left. So I have 1 last attack with my fist, which I attack with. I do hit with the boost attack rolls, and I think I need like a 7. I roll a 9, and the Pureblood is gone, and he reaves that Fury. So now with the Pureblood gone, that's a lot less damage output towards me, so to be able to clear the flag. And so now I just need to get enough people near the flag so that they will not that Chromac can't kill everybody and still be at the flag. Now with a medium base and reach, we calculated that if you are exactly or very near to 4 inches away, he can't be touching the flag and attack you at the same time. So I run up, I You can't pre-measure in this game, so I think they're about 4 inches away each. It's going to be really, really close. Because if they're too close, he can just hack on them all away and kill them. If they're too far away, then I don't contest, and he will win the game. And so this is it. I go up to 4 control points. We should have done that last turn. So turn 5 circle. It's really all about my positioning on my Stormblades, and if Jordan can get some really lucky rolls, if I did position him perfectly. So Rowdy is in the back arc, but who knows. So he decides actually to beast out, because he's gonna have to cast some offensive spells. The Gorax just runs up in the base space with a flag just to contest, so I won't win him automatically there. And so he walks up, hits the first Stormblade there. Obviously he was too close to the flag, and manages to massacre him. I do not want to take out. That would be a bad decision. And so he's there, and I'm out of reach for the other 2 guys, and so all he has now as offensive spells is Rift. So Rift is POW 13, again the rough terrain, but he doesn't care about the rough terrain, and it's a little bit of AoE as well. So he shoots at the Stormblade Captain, hits him, and he's just trying not to boost damage because he needs to cast 2 rifts to be able to kill him, but he's not able to kill him, just a couple damage. And then so he casts a second rift onto old Rowdy. He hits and ends up boosting damage, and that will finish old Rowdy off finally. He's a miracle he was alive even when the Stalker attacked him. So it was that was really a turning point even back early in the game. And so Dice not able to kill the Captain, and we measure, and they're both basically exactly 4 inches. Either I was very lucky or I am way more skilled than I thought I was. Anyways, so now it's looking extremely well for me. All I need to do is kill the Gorax to win, and if I was in a tournament I would do that, but this is a fun game. And so I move up with the Hunter. I give 2 focus to each of them. Boost the hit against Chromac. Oh, I miss, actually. Well, that was unfortunate. But that's okay, we have redundancy. Bring up another Hunter, boost the hit, and then do manage to hit him, boosting damage. Again, half armor is great armor piercing because he's on a medium base. So I take him down to 7 boxes left, and then we assault with the Stormblades. With the Captain, he's got that mat 8, and so that's the scary one to look out for. Because Stormblades they just hit really hard. And this guy's just going to run over there for fun, and I guess he has to take a command check. And he passes, so he's not fleeing, although he can't take any actions when he's over there. So I do attack with my range shots. I need 9 and 10 respectively. Miss, but that's okay because I got a melee hit. And I need a 6 to hit, I do believe. So I rolled a double 6. And managed to smoke him, 3 dice damage, and I roll really high and massacre Chromac. So he falls into the dirt, and that will be a Cygnar victory. Well played. It was a lot closer. It was one of the first times I played with a new incursion, and so I forgot that the side flag gave so many extra points. But we'll talk more about that in the post game. You can check that out at miniwargaming.com/vault. But good game to Jordan. He fought well. He had a massive headache at the end, and so keeping his composure. Congrats to him. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more battle reports from Warmachine, Fantasy, 40k. Who knows? Maybe some Malifaux. Take care.